the serve that broke pickleball. It started with Zane Nevertil and a serve that looked impossible. While other players hit basic serves, Zane loaded the ball with crazy spin, first with two hands using his paddle prior to the serve, then, when that was banned, with his fingers before his paddle even touched it. The result? A serve that twisted through the air like a curveball, then bounced in directions nobody could predict. Players called it the chainsaw serve. Opponents called it unfair. Zane spent hours perfecting the technique. When it worked, points ended instantly. When opponents tried to return it, balls flew into nets or sailed out of bounds. USA Pickleball banned the two-handed spin first. When Zane switched to one hand, they banned that too. By 2023, any pre-spinning of the ball was illegal. Zane fought back, arguing anyone could learn the serve with practice. He said banning it would hurt the sport's growth. Some players agreed, calling it innovation like the jump serve in volleyball. Others disagreed completely. They claimed the serve turned pickleball from a game of rallies into a server's paradise where amateur players couldn't compete. The serve is gone now, but the debate isn't over. And there is even talk of re-allowing the spin serve in some capacity on the PPA Tour. Was it banned because it was actually unfair, or because one man got too good at something nobody else could master? The paddle wars. A pickleball paddle looks simple, but at the pro level, these are high-tech weapons. Carbon fiber layers, textured surfaces, and edge designs that can change how the ball flies. Then came the testing nightmare. Players started showing up with paddles that seemed to have magical powers. Some passed pre-match checks perfectly, then failed testing after the match ended. The problem was simple. Nobody could agree on what legal actually meant. Different tournaments used different testing methods. Some events barely tested at all. Rumors spread that certain paddle companies were giving their star players special versions. These paddles technically passed inspections, but played way beyond legal limits. One player described it perfectly. "We're not all playing with the same equipment. Some guys have rocket launchers, while others have tennis rackets." USA Pickleball tried to fix the mess by creating stricter standards and a public list of approved paddles. But players still don't trust the system completely. The truth is simple. When millions of dollars are on the line, everyone looks for an edge. And sometimes that edge comes from what's in your hands, not how you play. The league war that split pickleball. Two organizations wanted to control professional pickleball. The PPA focused on individual tournaments and players. Major League Pickleball went with city-based teams and owners. For a while, both leagues coexisted. Then 2023 happened. Both leagues started demanding exclusivity. Sign with us, but you can't play for them. Players who had been friends for years suddenly became enemies based on which contract they signed. Some broke their deals to jump to the other league. Others got banned for competing where they weren't supposed to. Behind the scenes, the real battle was about money and control. Sponsors picked sides. Lawyers got involved. Social media became a battlefield where fans argued about which league was better. By early 2024, everyone was exhausted. A merger was announced, supposedly uniting both organizations. The war was officially over, but the damage was already done. Trust between players, organizers, and fans had been shattered. Many people still ask if the merger was really about growing pickleball, or just about one group gaining complete control. The secret money that rigged tournaments. Pro pickleball tournaments advertise equal opportunity, but behind the scenes, some players were getting paid before they even hit a ball. Top players could earn anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 just for showing up to an event. Meanwhile, lower-ranked pros paid their own travel costs with no guarantee of winning anything. The system was completely hidden from fans. Tournament announcements never mentioned which players were getting paid to attend. One anonymous player summed up the frustration. "We're not all playing the same tournament. Some guys are getting paid to be here, while others are paying to compete." The scandal broke wide open in late 2022 when several mid-ranked players spoke publicly about the appearance fee system. Fan reaction was swift and angry. Tournament organizers scrambled to respond. Some events eliminated appearance fees completely. Others published exact payment details. The appearance fee scandal taught pickleball that when money flows in secret, trust disappears in public. The fight for equal treatment. Many pickleball tournaments offered equal prize money for men and women on paper. In reality, women's matches were consistently scheduled during off-peak hours with less promotion. Top female pros like Catherine Parento and Anna Bright started speaking out in 2023. They demanded fair treatment in scheduling and broadcasting, not just equal prize pools. The breaking point came when a mixed doubles tournament awarded larger bonuses to male players based on viewership numbers. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Social media exploded with support for equal treatment. The tournament organizers quickly apologized and changed their system. Since then, progress has been made, but true equality remains a work in progress. When gambling came to pickleball. By 2024, major sportsbooks started taking bets on professional pickleball matches. At first, it seemed like a sign of the sport's success. Then, the whispers started. Underground forums began sharing rumors about suspicious matches, unexpected losses, strange late-match collapses that perfectly matched unusual betting patterns. One player was temporarily suspended after investigators discovered suspicious communication with a known sports bettor. No direct evidence of match fixing was found, but the mere fact that federal investigators were looking into pickleball sent shockwaves through the sport. Tournament organizers now work with betting regulators to monitor unusual activity. The gambling controversy reminded everyone that pickleball was no longer small and innocent. The temptation for corruption had arrived. The battle for public courts. Pickleball's explosive growth created an unexpected battlefield: public tennis courts across America. Players began showing up with portable nets and chalk, essentially converting tennis courts into pickleball venues. Tennis players were furious. Shouting matches broke out. Videos of heated confrontations went viral on social media. The conflict escalated when organized pickleball groups staged takeovers of high-profile parks. They showed up in large numbers and refused to leave when asked by officials. One incident ended with arrests when protesters surrounded a city councilman during a public hearing, chanting, "Free the courts." The court wars became symbolic of a larger cultural divide: established sports versus newcomers, tradition versus evolution. The sound that sparked lawsuits. To pickleball players, the sharp pop of the ball is part of the game. To some neighbors, it's unbearable torture. The most extreme case happened in Florida, where a couple sued their homeowners association for over $250,000, claiming the constant pickleball noise was causing severe mental distress. Cities scrambled to respond. Some installed expensive sound barriers. Others passed ordinances banning pickleball after 6 p.m. A few shut down courts entirely. The noise wars revealed a fundamental conflict. Should longtime residents have the right to quiet enjoyment, or should new recreational activities take precedence? The kick that shocked the world. In late 2024, a tournament in Mexico produced one of the most shocking moments in pickleball history. After losing a match, one player kicked his opponent Peter Schank directly in the head during what should have been a routine handshake. Schank collapsed immediately, knocked unconscious in front of hundreds of spectators. He later reported hours of memory loss from the head trauma. Video of the incident spread across social media within hours. The attacker was immediately banned from all future events, but remarkably, Schank chose not to press criminal charges. The head kick incident became a dividing line in pickleball history. Before that moment, violence seemed impossible in such a friendly sport. After it, everyone realized pickleball was not immune to the same problems that plague other competitive athletics. The $284 million paradise that never existed. Legacy Park in Mesa, Arizona was supposed to be pickleball paradise. Dozens of courts, luxury amenities, and constant tournaments. Instead, it became one of the biggest financial scandals in sports history. Federal prosecutors revealed that father and son executives Randy and Chad Miller had raised over $284 million through bonds by lying about everything: revenue projections, facility capabilities, and financial viability. The Millers used fake documents and forged testimonials to convince investors that pickleball's growth would make Legacy Park a goldmine. When the scheme collapsed, hundreds of investors lost everything. In 2025, both Randy and Chad Miller pleaded guilty to federal fraud charges. The Legacy Park scandal proved that pickleball was now big enough to attract serious money, but also big enough for serious fraud. The ambassador who allegedly ran a Ponzi scheme. Rodney Rocket Grubbs was pickleball royalty, a promoter, player, and founder of Pickleball Rocks apparel, who was beloved throughout the community. But bankruptcy filings revealed a much darker story. Grubbs allegedly defrauded around 300 investors out of $57 million, using money from new investors to pay off earlier ones while his businesses crumbled. The scope was staggering. An 87-year-old woman claimed Grubbs pressured her into investing her savings. Court documents show he sent over $800,000 to select creditors while leaving others completely unpaid. In December 2024, the FBI raided Grubbs' Indiana home and is actively seeking victims. The Rocket Grubbs scandal serves as a warning about the financial predators that success can attract. The court vandalism crime wave. In 2024, pickleball courts across America came under attack. What started as isolated incidents turned into a nationwide crime wave. In Cold Spring, vandals destroyed gym markings, canceling all play. In Wellsville City, brand new courts were vandalized within hours of opening. In New York's Riverside Park, a vandal struck 3 times in 6 days, causing $2,800 in damage. The attacks weren't random. Security footage showed the same people deliberately targeting pickleball equipment while leaving other sports facilities untouched. In Michigan, vandals destroyed custom safety fences that a local group had spent $1,000 to build. They hit on Friday night, then came back Sunday to finish the job. Players fought back with security cameras and locked storage, but the vandalism shattered pickleball's image as a wholesome, welcoming sport. The doping whispers. In March 2023, professional pickleball faced an uncomfortable question. Were players using performance-enhancing drugs? The whispers started when top player Lucy Kovalova tweeted about players looking for unfair advantages. Her message was clear. Something was giving certain competitors suspicious edges on court. Unlike other scandals with clear evidence, the doping allegations remained in shadows. No failed drug tests were announced. No players were suspended. But respected professionals don't risk their reputations making doping accusations unless they have serious reasons to be worried. As prize money increases, the financial incentives for cheating reach levels that could tempt even ethical players. The million-dollar neighbor. In San Francisco's wealthy Presidio Heights neighborhood, one woman's noise complaint sparked a controversy that showed how money and influence can change the game. The pickleball courts at Presidio Wall Playground had been a community hub for years, serving hundreds of regular players. Then, complaints started coming from a nearby resident who owned a multi-million-dollar home. Despite serving the broader community, the city's Recreation and Parks Department began considering court removal. The complainant eventually sold her home for $24 million and moved away, but 2 courts were still converted back to tennis. Players were furious that a single wealthy individual had successfully lobbied to reduce public space that served hundreds of community members. The incident became a symbol of attacks on pickleball's democratic spirit. Wang Yung. Wang Yung was supposed to be pickleball's future, a 19-year-old Vietnamese-American phenom with incredible talent and massive social media following. Instead, he became the professional game's most expensive cautionary tale. The first red flag came during the PPA Masters, when Yung, a signed Selkirk player, switched paddles mid-match. After missing a routine shot, he walked to his bench and swapped his Selkirk paddle for a competitor's Proton paddle, on live television, in front of thousands of viewers. Nobody had ever seen anything like it. Players don't just change paddle brands during matches, especially when they have exclusive contracts worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Selkirk was furious. They immediately sent Wang a cease and desist order, citing multiple contract breaches dating back months. His social media had shown him training with Yola and Proton paddles while contractually bound to use only Selkirk equipment. But the paddle controversy was just the beginning. In May 2024, Jung played in an unsanctioned tournament in Vietnam over Memorial Day weekend. This violated his exclusivity contract with the United Pickleball Association, which controls both the PPA and MLP tours. The UPA responded with a record-breaking $50,000 fine and suspensions from one PPA event and 4 MLP matches. Jung seemed unfazed. He had reportedly told league officials, "You need me more than I need you," confident that his star power and massive Vietnamese fan base made him untouchable. He was wrong. The situation escalated in July 2024 when Jung skipped the mandatory MLP mid-season tournament in Grand Rapids to host promotional events at a Vietnamese resort. While his teammates played without him, Jung was posting Instagram stories from luxury accommodations halfway around the world. This was the final straw. On July 12, 2024, the UPA terminated Jung's contract entirely, banning him from all PPA and MLP events. The termination letter cited multiple and repeated violations of exclusivity terms and willful disregard for contractual obligations. Wang had gone from rising superstar to banned from the top professional tour in America. The Jung controversy exposed several uncomfortable truths about professional pickleball. Young players with social media savvy could build personal brands that rivaled the leagues themselves. International markets, especially Asia, offered financial opportunities that exceeded American prize pools. Most importantly, it proved that no player, regardless of talent or popularity, was bigger than the sport's contractual structure. The voting scandal. West Nashville had a plan to convert 3 deteriorating tennis courts into 10 pickleball courts. Officials decided to put the question to a vote, but instead of holding votes at Charlotte Park, where the courts would be built, they scheduled voting at 2 different parks miles away. The arrangement seemed designed to manipulate the outcome. The people most affected had to travel significant distances just to vote on their own community's facilities. Pickleball supporters cried foul, claiming the process was rigged. The voting scandal revealed how easily recreational issues could become political when proper procedures weren't followed. I'll be posting a lot more here, so I'd be grateful if you subscribed.